The United States Coast Guard in Oswego, New York is always ready to aid boats in distress. But are these boaters prepared should an incident occur? Mariners may overlook updating flares, checking their engines, or having more than enough life jackets handy. It's easy to do when nothing has ever gone wrong before. But there's a first time for everything. For example, here on the breakwall on Lake Ontario, something called the bathtub effect occurs, and it can cause chaos with new boaters.
What you have is Oswego River's coming out with the currents coming down, and then you have a south wind that's kind of pushing it even harder. And then you'll notice kind of coming around the breakwall, there's some wind coming this way too. So as it meets right here, it kind of makes it more of a confused sea where it kind of stands up a little more. So typically entrances, inlets, and bars like this are a dangerous place to transit. It's usually where it's the roughest.
Tell me about a call you've been on and how you handled it when someone was in danger.
So a couple of years ago, we got a call that a vessel was right outside of the breakwall here. It was about a 13-foot little runabout. There were 3 gentlemen on board, all senior citizens, who were thrown onto the breakwall by the rough seas, and we launched 2 of our vessels to head out, and myself, inside the harbor over here, I was placed onto the breakwall and helped carry one of the gentlemen on board and take him to EMS on shore. So
I know this is your job and you love to do it, but would you be grateful if you could do it less because people paid attention to boater safety?
Absolutely, yeah. So that's one of our big things, is preaching boater safety to the public, kind of getting them all aware of what they're supposed to be doing and have on board their vessels. But it's good to know at the end of the day, if they need us, we're here.
New and even seasoned boaters are encouraged to take boating safety classes. The Coast Guard Auxiliary, the U.S. Power Squadron, and your local sheriff's department offers them. Right now, classes are not mandatory, but highly encouraged. And come 2025, all boaters in New York State will be required to take a certified course. For now, if you plan on hitting the water this weekend, here are some safety tips to seriously consider.
You know, a good first aid kit to have on board is just always great. Flares, you have to have your flare kit on board, so I can have my flares right in here, right on each one of them. It's got the date, so folks can look at the date and make sure it's within the time frame. You know, and if you do have an old one, try using it to make sure you understand how to use it. You know, I won't pop it off, but having that sound producing device, you know, your whistle or your horn, you can have that available. And you also on board need to have an SOS flag that can be right down in here. So you've got everything right here in your boat safety kit ready to go. You know, we always talk about life jackets. And this boat is equipped with all of the type of life jackets you have to have. You know, the most common is obviously the Type 3. A lot of folks like the inflatables. You know, again, having enough on board, right size. So this is an armed, ready to go life jacket. I'll have you put it on because this is my favorite part of it.
Oh wait, do I do it?
Put it right on like that and right around you. Excuse me for helping out here. I'm going to let you just go ahead and clip it. And you're ready to go. You could be out boating, having a great day, and all of a sudden you're having a problem and you need to do something. You're just going to pull this right down and it's going to inflate for you.
I'm ready.
In 2021, 85% of people who drown were not wearing a life jacket. This can be drastically reduced if people have life jackets ready for immediate use when needed, or by wearing them at all times.
The Coast Guard is always on the ready should you need them, but for everyone's safety, ensure that your boat engine is up to par, your vessel houses first aid kits, flares, and life jackets, and the captain of the boat is not operating under the influence. In Oswego County for WPBS Weekly, I'm Jolene DeRosier.